9/11, 2001, one of my brothers worked in the World Trade Center. That was my younger brother, John. And he worked for Citigroup, and he was on the 81st floor of the North Tower. And my brother, Tom, was a Port Authority police officer, and he worked at Journal Square. And he was an emergency services unit police officer, which is a combination of police and fire skills. And he was about to get off shift when the World Trade Center was attacked, and so he went from New Jersey across from Jersey City to the World Trade Center. I was not working at the time. I had a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. We had taken my 2-year-old to the YMCA for some gymnastics, and my husband was off as well. I went into the gym and was watching on the television, and I just didn't know where people were. And when the tower came down, it was like someone punched me in the stomach. I actually had this instinctive feeling that, somebody died in the family. And soon, we were calling each other, where's John, where's Tom, and we pieced the situation together. And so Tom went over and was on a rescue mission. They recovered some of his gun belt and some items, but we never recovered his body. And so Tom is one of 37 Port Authority police officers who perished that day. And some of the things that stand out most in my mind were a couple of things. When I had to, all of us gathering at my sister-in-law's, his family's house, constantly in hopes of some word. There was a long time where we thought there were survivors, only to find out there were very few survivors. And when we finally had to reconcile to that, I'll never forget going over to my parents with my husband and having to tell them that, we had to assume he's dead, and my father just getting up and hugging my mother. I was one of those images. Anyway, John survived and acquired 9/11 related cancers 15 years later, and it was very aggressive. And he died in December of 2016. Early years were a lot of Port Authority related ceremonies, and it was difficult after time to keep reliving it and reliving it and reliving it. It would come back like it was yesterday. So for a period of time, stopped going to some of those events just for self-protection. It just was too, but you always remember, there's not a day that doesn't go by, you say you grieve for what could have been and what you lost, what could have been. When you go to something like we did in Morristown, you feel like people don't forget. I think it depends how close you are to it. People who are in public service and public safety get it because they live it. They are cut of a certain fabric, right? There are people who are survivors, and what they witness, no one should witness. So never forget, though, I think it's done in a number of ways. It's how you live your life. Like, I choose to be of service to others, to connect others. My family is as ordinary American as you come, but the heroism that came out of that, and the sense of service and duty doesn't make us ordinary, I guess, but we're a pretty ordinary family just going about our days, right? And I think, like I said, there's many, many families like that were affected.